Hey guys, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a little game called The Robot That Totally Saved Cleveland. So, The Robot That Totally Saved Cleveland is a hand-building set collection game where you're trying to collect cards of a certain, different types to build this robot so you can beat a bad guy that's out on the table. You either want to be the person who collects all the parts first so you can attack the robot, or some robots have a color combination that if you meet that criteria, then you can just play the robot and the power of your robot is irrelevant. You kill the monster. So yeah, that's enough of the overview. Let's go down the table, see how it plays. So here is the Robot That Totally Saved Cleveland, set up for a 4-player game. Here are our players. We have Anna, Frozo, the bus driver, Professor Inkling. So what you're going to do when you set up, you're going to deal each player 5 cards. Then you're going to take the top 4 cards from the deck, turn them into a discard pile. And that's it. You also have these bargain center cards, which are right here. They're basically not good versions of heads, bodies, and legs. But if you're in a pinch and you need to complete a robot to try to kill a monster, you can always take one of these. So on your turn, you have a couple of different options. You can draw a card from the discard pile, draw a card from the parts pile, take the first entry card to defeat the monster. That's going to be your turn. So we'll let Anna go first here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a robot that has 36 power. You can see the number right here. So we have to have 36 or greater power in our robot to defeat this monster. So here are the cards that this player has, that Anna has, and they're in her hand. She has a head, she has a couple add-ons, a body, and another head. So on her turn, she's going to draw a card. So let's say she's going to try to get orange, because there's bonus points if you can match a color. So we're going to draw a card. So she drew this. It's not orange, it's not going to help her get the bonus. Now on your turn, you're going to keep all the cards in your hand, unless you have a tool shed card, which will be purple. They'll look like this. And then you can play them down in front of you, but they still count as one of your 5 cards. So she wants to keep orange, so she'll get rid of this pink head. So she'll discard it, and that's her turn. She puts her cards down. Then it's Frozo's turn. So he's going to pick up his cards. I'm going to look. These are the cards he has. He has a couple heads, a body, some feet. So he can make a robot right now. And here's a tool bench card. This would be a card that would be played in front of you, but still count towards your hand. It's going to give you like a special ability or something that you can do throughout the game. So on his turn, let's say he wants the pink head because he has some red feet. So he's going to take the pink head and he's going to go ahead and discard this because he doesn't want it. Then it's the school bus driver's turn. He'll pick up his cards. He has all these cards. Tool shed, some boots. So he has all this stuff. Can't really see it that well, but just know he has lots of red, which is kind of cool. So he needs to get a head. So he's going to draw a card. He did not get a head. He got this. So he doesn't want any of this. He will discard these boots because they're not great. And he'll put down his guys. Alright, so now it's Professor Inkling's turn. He has lots of green and lots of orange. He doesn't have any heads. He doesn't actually have any body parts at all. He has one body. So he needs a foot and some heads, and he also has some extra bonus powers that he can add on for green. So he's going to draw a card. He got suspenders. Not what he's looking for, and he doesn't really want orange, so he'll discard orange. Alright, so you're going to continue to go around like this until someone gets a robot. And then once they get a robot of a certain power, then they can try to fight this baddie. So let's just assemble a robot so we can show you how that works. This would be this player's power. So they think they have enough to beat this guy. So they would take this card in front of them and they say, hey, I'm going to fight this thing. So we're going to look at their robot, and we're going to look at the baddie, and we're going to compare strength. So this is 18, 25, 28. He's 36. He did not win. Anyone else that would have a robot would be able to play their robot as well, and whoever has the highest value is going to be the winner. So if you are going to attack the robot, you need to make sure that you can do it. Otherwise, you're going to lose and somebody else is going to get it. And you're going to continue playing like this until all these monsters are gone. And there's a different kind of monster. There's this kind of monster. See how he has the little colors next to him? So basically, if you have a monster that's 4 orange, so that means you'd have a head, a body, and legs of orange, and one of these add-on cards, which give it basically like some extra points. You could play that instantly from your hand, and you would automatically defeat the monster no matter what the power is. So that's another way to defeat the monsters. Either you need to try to collect the power, or collect the colors. This is a bad example. This person probably wouldn't have played this card to get this card if they didn't have whatever 36, but this is just to show you how it works. So yeah, that's how the robot that totally saved Cleveland works. And I think I showed you all the components. One thing I didn't show you, here's a tool shed card. These are just cards that are going to give you special abilities throughout the game. You're going to play them down in front of you instead of hold them in your hand, and then they're going to let you do the ability that's on the card, or whatever it will let you do. And there are also these junkyard cards. Let me see if I can find one. Junkyard cards right here. They're going to let you dig through the discard pile and take any card that you want. And then this card's going to get removed from the game. It's basically like a one-time search for a better card to see maybe somebody threw away something you really want. So yeah, that's the junkyard card, and that's it. There's monsters, there's the bargain center, and whatever. So yeah, that was a 4-player run-through. Well, quick run-through of the robot that totally saved Cleveland. Let's go up the top, see what we think about it. All right, so that was the robot that totally saved Cleveland. This is a fun little card game. You're basically just, you're collecting sets, but instead of playing the sets at the table, you're keeping them in your hand, which is a different twist. And you're just trying to collect a robot. So a head, a body, some feet, and then some kind of maybe like an add-on, like a special button or like rocket boots or whatever. I don't even know if those are in the game, but I just made those up. But you're just trying to get cards that have enough value to kill the monster. And whoever can do that the best and first is the winner. And you're going to play over a series of rounds. And yeah, it's fun. It's an entertaining game. It's not something that I think I'd want to play all the time just because of the simplicity's sake. But I think maybe if you're waiting on a bigger game to finish or something and you have a couple buddies who are in need of something small to play, you could bust this guy out and kill a couple baddies while you're waiting. The artwork's kind of cute and the robots are silly. They have silly names and puns and stuff. And some of the mechanisms are kind of neat where you can get a junkyard card and you can dive into the discard pile and find a card that you like. And that bargain, the bargain part's is kind of neat where there's always 6. And then if somebody takes one, and then there's 5. So you always have those options, but if they get bought up first, then they're not going to be there for you. So yeah, that is the robot that totally saved Cleveland. It's going to be hitting Kickstarter sometime in the future. There'll be a link in the video description of when and where you can go to pick that up. So yeah, if this seems interesting to you, go check out the project. Talk to you later.